Hello everyone, my name is Kendrick from 11 IPA. Today I want to present about electrochemistry. So first of all, we have the table of contents. First we have the introduction to assigning oxidation state or oxidation number, and 3 is redox reaction. So first of all, introduction. So what is electrochemistry? So electrochemistry is a branch of chemistry dealing with the study of the relationship between chemical reaction or electricity. 2. We have assigning oxidation state or oxidation number. First, the rules is an element itself or free element has a net charge of 0. Example, oxygen gas or O2. The net charge is 0. 2. Elements in family in 1A is always plus 1 except for hydrogen. Example, in NaCl, the charge of Na is always plus 1. Number 3. Elements in family 2A is always plus 2. Example, in CaO, the charge of Ca is always plus 2. Number 4. The sum of oxidation number for a neutral compound is 0. Example, in potassium chloride, or we call it KCl. So we know that K is equal to plus 1, and meanwhile the Cl is equal to minus 1. So in order to make it 0, so the total is becomes 0. 5. The sum of oxidation number for atomic ion is equal to the ion charge. Example, in SO4 minus 2, let's say S is equal to X, so it become the S is become X and O is minus 2, so minus 2 equal to 4 equal to 8, so the X is become plus 1 plus 6. Number 6. The charge of monoatomic ion is the ion's change itself. Example, lithium ion, Le is equal to plus 1. Number 7. The hydrogen become plus 1 with non-metals and become minus 1 with metals. Example, in calcium hydride, or we call it CHH2, Ca is metal, which is Ca is equal to plus 2 and the H is minus 1. So when it reacts to metal, in order to make it 0, we will multiply the H into 2, so it becomes 0. And another one, we have hydronitric acid, or we call it H3N. N is non-metal, and N, the ion charge is minus 3. So in order to make it 0, the H is plus 1, because it reacts with non-metal. In order to make it 0, we multiply the H to 3, so it becomes the 0. 8. Halogens are usually minus 1, but becomes positive with oxygen except for fluorine. Examples, sodium chloride, or we call it NaCl, is equal to 0. So we know that Na is plus 1 and Cl is minus 1, so total it becomes 0. Number 9. Fluorine is always minus 1. And number 10. Oxygen is usually minus 2, but becomes minus 1 in peroxide. Example, Al2O3 is not peroxide, so oxygen is equal to minus 2 times 3 equal to 6. And aluminium plus 3 equal to 2, so it becomes 0. But let's look another example of H2O2, which is peroxide. So the oxygen is equal to minus 1 times 2 equal to minus 2, and hydrogen equal to plus 1 times 2, so it becomes 2. So plus 2 minus 2 becomes 0. 3. Redox reaction. So what is redox reaction? Redox reaction is a reaction which electrons of an atom in a substance are transferred to an atom of another substance or the same substance. Redox reaction is made into two half reactions. One, we have oxidation reaction, is a half reaction that involves loss of electrons, and 2, we have reduction reaction, which is a half reaction that involves gains of electrons. Two terms that we need to understand in redox reaction, which is reducing agent and oxidation agent. So reducing agent is a substance that carries the atom that has lost electrons, meanwhile oxidation agent is a substance that carries the atom that has gained electrons. So in redox reaction, we have to memorize the terms in order to make it in chemistry. So first of all, we have the redox as gain or loss of hydrogen, and first one we have LORA, which is loss of hydrogen is oxidation and its substance is reducing agent. Meanwhile, the GORA, which is gain of hydrogen, is reduction and its substance is oxidation agent. Examples: we have this chemical reaction, chemical equation, which is H2S plus Cl2 become SS plus 2HCl. So this H2S turns into S, which is the hydrogen become lost, so it loss of oxidation, which in this term LORA, loss of hydrogen, is oxidation and its substance is reducing agent, which is H2S become reducing agent, and Cl2 its gain of HCl, which is we can see that here we can gain of hydrogen, which is GORA, gain of hydrogen is reduction and its substance is oxidizing agent. So we can see that oxidizing agent is Cl2, and the name of gain of hydrogen is reduction. And number 2, we have the redox as gain or loss of oxygen. So first of all, the terms is LORA, which is loss of oxygen is reduction and its substance is oxidizing agent. Meanwhile, the GORA is gain of oxygen is oxidation and its substance is reducing agent. Okay, let's go to examples. So we have this LORA and GORA. So we have this 2ALS plus 3CuO equal to yields to Al2O3 S plus 3Cu. So first of all, we have to balance this chemical equation. So first of all, we can see the Al turns to Al2O3, which is the difference is gain of oxygen. So yes, which is the term is this is GORA, which is gain of oxygen is oxidation, which its substance is reducing agent, and we can see this reducing agent is equal to ALS because gain of oxygen and the name of term is oxidation. And second, we have this CuO and turns into Cu, which is the oxygen become lost, and we have this term which is LORA, the loss of oxygen is reduction, and the term and its substance is oxidizing agent, which is oxidation agent is CuO, this which is the loss of oxygen. So the third one, we have redox as gain or loss of electrons. So first of all, we have the LORA and GORA. So LORA is a substance is loss of electrons is oxidation and the substance is reducing agent. Meanwhile, the GORA is gain of electrons is reduction and the substance is oxidizing agent. For example, we have to remember these terms, which is LORA and GORA. So first of all, we have this chemical equation, which is H2S plus Cl2 yields SS plus 2HCl. So we have to know which is what is the ion charge, which is H is plus 1 and S is minus 2. So in order to make it plus 2, in order to make it 0, so we need to multiply the H is into 2, so but it becomes plus 2 minus 2, it becomes 0. And we know that the S is minus 2 and it becomes 0, so we know that this loss of electrons, which is oxidation, we have to remember this term, which is loss of electrons is oxidation and its substance is reducing agent, which is the reducing agent, the loss of electrons is oxidation and its substance is reducing agent. And meanwhile, the Cl2 it gains of electron, which is 0 becomes to -1. So we have to remember this term again, which is GORA. gain of electrons is reduction and its substance is oxidizing agent. So Cl2, so it becomes gains of electron, which is reduction, and its substance is oxidizing agent, so it becomes Cl2. Okay, so example of the question. So find the reducing agent and oxidation agent with using redox as gain or loss oxygen and electron. So first of all, you have to know LoRa and GoRa. So we have this chemical equation, which is Fa2O3 plus 3CO equals 2Fe plus 3CO2. So we can see that the O3 and it becomes 0. So we know that there is a loss of oxygen, which is loss of oxygen is reduction, and its substance is oxidizing agent. So we know that oxidation agent is Fa2O3. So and meanwhile the 3CO, it's become 3CO2, which is we know that there is a gain of oxygen from 1 is equal, from 1 is become 2. So it's gain of oxygen, which is gain of oxygen is oxidation, and the substance is reducing agent, which is reducing agent is CO. So we know that gain of oxygen is oxidation. Meanwhile, which gain or loss of electrons, we have these terms LoRa and GoRa, which is we have to know that ion charge, which is Fa is plus 3 and O3 is minus 2. So in order to make it 0, we have to multiply the Fa 3 times 2 plus 3 minus 2, so it becomes 0, and 3CO it becomes plus 2. Yeah, it becomes plus 2, and 0 and O is minus 2, so it becomes 0. And this Fa, which is a single element, which is we know that from the rules earlier is 0, and the C is plus 4, and to become 0, so we need to multiply oxygen to 2, so it becomes 0. So in this term, we just we know that Fe is plus 3 and 0. We know that there is a gain of electron, which is GoRa. Gain of electrons is reduction, which is this reduction, and its substance is oxidizing agent, which is Fa2O3, and O, which is, and C, which is plus 2, it becomes plus 4. So there is a loss of electron, which is LoRa. Loss of electron is oxidation, and its substance is reducing agent, which is CO, and reducing agent is CO. So in third one, we have this balancing redox in reaction in acidic solution. Note, add H2O to balance oxygen, meanwhile add H plus to balance hydrogen. So we have here the examples. Ag plus NO3 minus yields Ag plus NO. So the Ag from 0 it becomes plus 1, so there is LoRa, which is loss of electrons is reduction, and NO3 is this O is minus 2, time multiplied by 3 is equal to minus 6, and N is plus 5, and we can see there is a minus charge in here, so it becomes 0, and O is minus 2, and in order to make it 0, the N is become plus 2, which is we know that there is a N from plus 5 it turns into plus 2, so we know that there is a gain of electron, which is oxidation, and we have to know that the oxidation, which is we can see there the Ag, there is one single unit, which is 1 and 1, and the ion charge, we can see the difference here, the 0 and plus 1. So in order to make it 0, we need to plus the electron, so it becomes 0. So we can see here Ag is equal to Ag plus electrons in order to make it 0, and here we have NO3 minus is equal to NO. So we can see there is a 1 N nitrogens and 1 and O is 3, but in right here we have only 1. So in order to make it balance it, so we need to plus hydrogen 2 water molecules, so 2 oxygen plus 1 oxygen, so it becomes 3. And we can see here so while we plus water molecules, it become 4, which is 2 times 2, but in here in left here there is no hydrogen ion. So in order to make it balance, we need to plus 4 hydrogen ion, so it becomes 4, so there is a balance. So if there's a balance, so we need to total it the ion charges. So 4 times plus 1 and plus minus 1, so 4 minus 1 is 3. Meanwhile the right side is there's no ion charges, so it becomes 0. So in order to make it balance, we need to plus 3 electrons, so it become balanced and it equal to 0. So we total it, the 3 Ag yields 3 Ag plus 4H plus, which is this, and plus NO3 minus, and we can eliminate the 3 electrons, cancel out the 3 electrons, so plus NO3 minus yields 3 Ag plus NO plus 2H2O, so there is the answer in here. So thanks for watching.